What would happen to a seagull if I wrapped a large rock inside a piece of bread and it ate it? Is it okay if I train my child to be an assassin at the age of 5? My son died 2 days ago, but my husband won't get over it. What should I do? Should I divorce? Are candles, alarm clocks, and libraries woke? I want to know because I don't want to become one of those far-left woke SJWs. Is Lizzo the type of woman Mao Zedong would be attracted to? Is Lizzo the type of woman Castro would be attracted to? Is Lizzo the type of woman Stalin would be attracted to? Is it safe to eat a raccoon that I trapped? I want its fur pelt, but I feel bad about wasting the meat. But I'm also worried about diseases. What's your body count? And how did you hide them? How can I do a lobotomy at home? If these questions were genuine and typed by genuine people, then maybe they do need a lobotomy. Of course, I'm kidding, but these people on Quora apparently aren't. And if you can believe it, these are some fairly tame questions. I chose to exclude the disturbingly common, vulgar, racist, sexist, homophobic, and just beyond questions. Believe me when I say that because I don't swear on this channel. The questions are crazy, but the answers are usually even more mind-numbing.
It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times, you stupid monkey!
Take this example. What is the historical significance of the horns down hand sign used by Texas rivals? For my college sports fans, this is of course related to the University of Texas Longhorns logo, which opponents diss by flipping it upside down. Pretty straightforward, except apparently not, according to Quora user Chris Hidden, who says it is a Latino curse, which is completely made up. Their whole answer is riddled with lies or half-truths. They mention a mythological god named Moloch, which doesn't exist in any mythology, although there is a Canaanite god mentioned in the Bible named Moloch, but this has no connection to Latin America. But if we're being generous, perhaps there is a connection to the Latin world, as they suggest elsewhere in their answer, which is related to where Canaan used to be. But that's an incredible stretch, and that still doesn't relate Moloch nor Moloch to the Longhorns. Chris Hidden's answer then just goes off on a tangent about using the phrase Latin America, which already doesn't solely mean South America. I could go on, but trying to break down this answer is wasted breath. The last thing I'll say is this. Upon visiting Chris Hidden's account, they apparently trolled a lot in their early days, who knows what that means, and they describe themselves as a non-Hispanic white American Latin who's not Latin American. They also answer thousands of questions and clearly are rage baiting or purposefully spreading misinformation they believe in. And they are succeeding with the former because this response is so ridiculous it makes me mad. Normally, if you saw this kind of user on Twitter or Instagram or any social media platform, you would chalk it up to internet trolling. But this isn't your regular social media platform about voicing whatever you want for anyone to hear. Quora is supposed to be a place to pose needed questions with related replies. Clearly, that isn't happening. Something with Quora has gone horribly awry, so much so that its basic purpose is not only failing, but also being actively subverted by its supposed users. But Quora wasn't always like this. So, where did it go wrong? Quora was founded in 2009 and made public a year later by co-founders Adam D'Angelo and Charlie Cheever. It stood in direct contrast to the popular Q&A site of the time, Yahoo Answers, which was founded in 2005. Yahoo Answers had quickly become a wild west of weird, wrong, and spiteful responses to questions. By 2008, a study from Emory University showed that as the number of users increased, the quality of responses degraded. It led one journalist to complain that Yahoo Answers encourages bad research habits, rewards people who post things that aren't true, and frequently labels factual errors as correct information. And that was true. It was fundamentally missing the mark on its purpose, which was to provide substantive responses to genuine questions. Keep that criticism in mind. So D'Angelo and Cheever saw the need for a suitable Q&A site since Yahoo Answers wasn't cutting it. D'Angelo's and Cheever's aim was to engage specialists from different fields to give valuable insights to people asking questions in order to foster a community centered around the free flow of authentic and educated information. To aid this process, they added active moderation, which included both full-time and part-time paid moderators, which were noticeably lacking from Yahoo Answers. To keep their most prolific responders engaged, Quora developed a top writers program in 2012, which sometimes included invites to exclusive Quora events. The company believed that nurturing a community of core users who were deeply invested in the platform would initiate a positive feedback loop of user involvement and engagement. In the early 2010s, 2010s, the site became so popular that the website initially struggled with huge spikes in user traffic. By 2014, Quora had its special niche in the internet, similar to Reddit or Wikipedia, but with its own distinct purpose, and that made it a potential goldmine. Investments started flowing into Quora. With that success, there were more demands and expectations. Quora needed to continue to grow, and that meant having more visibility on Google's search page. To improve its search engine optimization, or SEO, Quora started shortening the length of questions. The nuance and specificity of situational questions started losing out to broad questions and answers. By 2016, Quora started introducing ads to their site. They created a Quora partner program for partners to have a share of ad revenue, which on the surface was a good idea. However, the program quickly became a perverse incentive as people or bots started coming up with brief and unhelpful questions that would garner millions of views and therefore bring the author a share of the revenue. Quantity was overwhelming any sense of quality that once existed on Quora. To make matters worse, Quora was slow to monetize relative to other comparable social media giants. It wasn't making enough money, so they cut budgets, shrunk the moderation team, minimized customer support, and cut the top writers program. The requirements that users use their real names and the suggested edits to fix typos or misinformation were also axed. The pieces that had been holding Quora together amidst a bunch of festering problems had just been dealt a devastating blow, and Quora would suffer as a result. By the late 2010s, Quora was in a death spiral. It was a shell of its original self. At one point, Quora launched a feature called Spaces, which operated like a community forum, but that became filled with alt-right, bigoted, racist, and misogynistic trolls. Even with constant reporting, the under-resourced moderation team mostly did nothing. In 2018, Quora suffered a data breach that affected 100 million users.
100 million users may have had their personal information compromised. That includes names, email addresses, and encrypted passwords.
The hacked information included users' names, email addresses, encrypted passwords, data from linked social media accounts, questions they had asked, and answers they had written. Quora yet continued to dig its grave. Quora removed one of its core values from its terms of service, called BNBR, or Be Nice, Be Respectful. Quora began automating the moderation process. Other AI programs would pose generic questions and similarly generic answers, which were helpful to no one and only served to improve Quora's SEO. To make matters even worse, Quora made it clear that it could use human-crafted answers to train its AI. This meant that the detailed writing users had provided mostly for free would be inserted into a custom large language model with no payment or assurances that their work would be used responsibly. This further pushed the remaining high-quality Quora authors who were still answering genuine questions with detailed answers to flee the site. Many did not want their writing to be used so wantonly by Quora's AI. If you type the question, "Why is Quora so bad?" you'll see dozens of results from questions posed on Quora itself. It's an ironic reminder that Quora has maximized its search engine optimization, but at what cost? It has attained a massive amount of daily traffic, but is largely unuseful in its central purpose of asking and answering questions. In other words, it is a thriving failure. It's a shame because Quora truly started as a site with the most basic noble principle that not even Instagram or Facebook or any other social media company can claim: asking a question and getting an answer. Facebook had its own morally questionable start, while Instagram, Twitter, and others give you a megaphone, which yes, has lots of benefits, but also has a lot of downsides. I think Reddit is maybe the only one that comes close. Quora's fundamental purpose is to help people, but it seems like now that purpose should be spoken about in the past tense. As one journalist put it, Quora's purpose has shifted from asking questions to just shouting answers. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps me know what interests my audience and also helps me grow my channel. You can also check out my Patreon. The link is in the bio.